Welcome back to World of Warships Legends with Redsorax. This is a re-upload of the same video. I did get copyright striked and the video was unable to be seen overseas, so I'm re-uploading it. So anybody from the US who have seen this video before, it is the same video. My biggest fan from overseas let me know it couldn't be seen over there, and I figured out why, so we're going to scrub that music out and re-upload. I'm sorry for the problems. We're not going to do that anymore. And now back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. I just unlocked the California yesterday, and I had my first game in it, and I thought it was really amazing. And I wanted to go ahead and throw up a review of it, and I wanted to go ahead and show you that gameplay. So let's go ahead and take an overview look of the ship now. And as you can see, here's the base stats. We have 4x3 356 millimeter 14-inch guns. They're 50 caliber. We also have a decent secondary armament, and I've actually considered doing a secondary build on this. And now I'm going to go ahead here and zoom in on the Citadel. And as you can see, the Citadel does sit above the water. All that orange below the water line and above the water line, that is your Citadel block. So be very careful in this ship. And as you can see from above, she is a wide ship. And historically, after she was sunk in Pearl Harbor and they raised her out of the water and rebuilt her, they added all that width to her, and after Pearl Harbor, after her rebuild, she could no longer go through the Panama Canal. Now take a look at my commander, level 16, William Sims, 3 legendaries, base trait, built to last, which adds 380 health points per tier. Not so great here, but at tier 7 in legendaries, it's going to get better. In the first slot, we have Flammable Cannoneer, giving us a better range on our guns and better dispersion. But of course, we can catch fire a lot easier. In my next slot, we have Gyrating Drill Bits, which allows the battleship gun AP damage to go up and gets my turret spinning faster. In the next slot, we have Marksmanship, which of course gives dispersion of our guns 10%. Better dispersion, and it adds to the Ritter shift. In our final slot, we have Reaching Out XXL, give our range another 3%. And in our legendary slot, we have Will to Rebuild, allowing us to repair 9% more damage. My first inspiration is Charles Madden, allowing the guns to turn faster and to reload faster, which is both positive and I like. And the second inspiration is Andrew Cunningham to give me a much tighter shell grouping, and it really works out on this ship. Our first module is Main Battery Mod 2, and I don't like the fact that these are the only 2 that I have to choose from. I'm thinking about switching it out. And our second mod is Damage Control Systems Mod 2 to alleviate some of the fire damage and flooding damage if we get it. And of course, this gives us a health pool of 60,200 with my build, a 40% torpedo reduction on that beautiful armor belt around the side. And then our guns fire out to 17.3 kilometers. And you can see we have a decent secondary setup with the guns. Our maneuverability is 19 knots, nice and slow, big American fat battleship. And of course, now we're going to look here at the concealment, but nobody really gives a crap about concealments on battleships. So let's take it into battle. And as you can see, we have Trident Domination. And I am in division today with Hater, also known as Congratu-Hater. And we are going to be at the B cap. And at the beginning, we discussed where we're heading. And we're in a tier 4, tier 5 battle, so it looks pretty good. The Ishmael is going to be the only real issue for me. But if you look at this modeling of the ship, man, she is wide, and she's got those wide ass hips, nice round caboose. Take a quick look back at the mini map now. and I'm looking at what could possibly be the hindrance for me, and we're also deciding on what we're going to do here. I work really well in a team, discussing in advance what the options are. But back to the modeling of the ship. The modeling of the ship looks really nice. Alright, now we have the Peter already up on front. Get our guns around here. We're spotted. Of course, there's a destroyer, and of course, I'm giving it too much broadside here. So we're going to go ahead and keep turning out. Try and start getting angling in. And that Peter's looking pretty good to me. So we're going to go ahead and take a speculative shot at him. Shots out. Inbound and...
Gotcha, bitch!
I can't help it, people. It's in my contract. Now, I was not paying attention and I ran into my partner here. We were both drinking a little, I guess, that day. Who knows? So, we're running a definite build here for the guns to be accurate. American guns are already accurate. And as you saw, that look at these groups. Now, I pulled that. I flubbed that. Do not blame the ship on that. I pulled that shot when I fired it, but they were tight. And you can see how tight they were on that first shot. I loved watching that come in. And now we're going to line up on the Ishmael. Ishmael's got good guns on him. He's going to be the pain in my existence this whole game. He's the one that does all the pain to me, the real pain to me when I get hit. Got shots on the Baron. He's flat broadside. We did not take shots at the Ishmael because he was angling in. Now we're going to look at the Kirov. Somebody does some work to the Kirov. I don't think I have enough lead there. And I went ahead and took the shot anyways, but yep, I didn't quite have enough lead, and it straddled on both sides of the tail, or also known as the fantail. So we're going to line up on the Ishmael again. He's kind of angling out here, but he's still decent. And there we go. The Ishmael punished me. I was giving up way too much flat broadside, and I deserved all that. Now, they've just gone down 2 destroyers here. But there is still one more destroyer, and there he is. And I'm very concerned about him, yet I'm not. He only has the 4-kilometer torpedoes, and he is 10 kilometers away, but I'm going to respect that range. I did take a shot at him. They look pretty good on a destroyer at 10 kilometers away, even though I didn't hit him. Now we're going to go ahead and angle away. We do not want to get closer to him, let them fight him off. I call them out. They're on him. They don't need me to tell them anymore. And there he goes. He's down. So I'll let them take C, and I'm going to cut back towards B and get a better angle on these ships over here. Warspite's up. Checking out range on Ishmael. And I'm looking on the minimap, seeing that they're all right at the peak edge of my range. But I've got a flat broadside on this Warspite. So I take a full salvo, and look at that nice grouping. Shots out on the Warspite, and...
Gotcha, bitch!
You give up the flat broadside, that's what you get. I'm impressed that the Warspite with its armor actually took that, but flat broadside, American AP, it's going to happen. So my partner's now in trouble. They are focusing him, and that Warspite and that Ishmael are in a division together, and I'm going to take another swing at the Warspite. The Warspite's flattening out. Shell grouping not quite as tight, but still decent. Yeah, we get 1 pin and 1 overpin. You know, you'd want better. I'd actually ask for my money back on that. So, we got the Emile Bertin up here. French cruiser. Very light armor. Most likely going to overpin him. Very cautious. We need to do something. And there goes my partner. My partner is focused out of the game. And there's nothing I can do. If you notice, the one ship that I can have in range, he is got islands between him and I. And then the other ships are all not visible to me. So I've got nothing over there. So I'm, evading that base. Now we have all the bases this time, and they are starting to take back this base, the B capture. So shots out at the Kirov. Inbound.
Gotcha, bitch!
When we see that Kirov again, He's going to not have the same kind of health anymore. And there's the Ishmael one more time, giving me one more paddling, and I've given up a lot of broadside. Ishmael doesn't need a lot of broadside, but apparently I had too much open for him. We got the Bairn right there. Gonna go ahead and throw some shots out at him. Looking around, see what's ahead of us. Keep our head on a swivel. They do not have any destroyers, so I'm not worried about and there's the cure off. Whoops. Wow, did he take a paddling. He got F'd in the A. And we got shots coming in at us. They're going to focus me down. It's a smart thing to do. And we go ahead and take one quick shot. I didn't need the whole battery of guns at him, but I went ahead and shot the whole thing off. Shot my whole load. And there you go. We got our first kill. Now, Emil Bertan, very light armor, very hard to citadel. Those things, you got to hit them just right. Usually bow on or from the stern on. If you hit them sideways on with these heavy American shells at close range, you just punch right through them. Now we're taking a blind shot at the Bairn. We can't see exactly where he is. Grouping looks good, but we still hit him for 1 pin and 3 ricochets. So I can't tell what his angling was. And the Emil's about to come around this corner here. So let me get my guns on. I need to protect my destroyers. Now the destroyers are keeping the battleships at bay from me, but I've got to protect them. So we're going to go ahead and line up Emil Bertan here. He's pushing out. Shots out in the air. And
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
yes, he did. So we are now clear on this side. I have 2 destroyer escorts with me. There's one north of the base, one south of the base, and there's a battleship on the north end of the base. And angling on my armor is decent. Still going to give it a little more angle. Look at that tight grouping. Look at that tight grouping right there of those shells. They look great. Now they're going in on the Warspite. I hit one shell and it incapacitated something, so I'm assuming it was a gun I damaged. I did no damage, physical damage, but it took out a gun. So this Ishmael's been my bane. He's been hurting me the most. Got a good angle here. And he gets 1 pin, but I bounce the rest and he splashes the rest. He's well angled. I'm firing back. And then he does something silly here. If he'd have stayed... Now he's got... That is a destroyer firing at him from open water. And he's going to go ahead and give me angle. He's going into the base. They own 2 of the 3 bases. They've taken back 2. And yet, he's trying to get all his guns off. I'm not exactly sure. Now, he's got 1 pin. And look at that flat broadside. And Ishmael, you'd never want to give up any of the Russian ships, their sides. Now, I didn't punish him there. I got 2 overpins. But, man, I just don't understand that logic. He could have stayed straight on with me and done more damage and taken less damage. So he's in the base now. We take one last shot at him before he goes around the mountain. There's the Confederate. So I've done enough damage to enough ships to get the Confederate. And I'm going to go ahead and reload. And I can't fire on him right now because there is the island between us. And you can see the little triangle down there. So I'm going to wait for him to clear the island. He just took 1 torpedo. And now, I'm going to go ahead and line up where he is. There he is. Lining up. He disappears, and I go ahead and put the shots out. Shots out in the air. On the way in.
The payback's a motherfucker, ain't it?
Blind killed. I loved it. That was sweet, sweet justice for all that damage he did to me. So now we have a Peter left, which is tier 4. So I'm not super worried about him. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to give up my broadside to a Peter, trust me, but that's less of a hassle with his guns than it was with the Ishmael. Fire on him at long range. Now I'm going to turn back, start heading towards C. We got a destroyer heading into the B cap. So I'm going to start heading back over here to where the other ships are that are left. And if you can see on the mini-map where they were, there's one right there and the other one's over there as well. So I'm going to start heading back over here. But as we start swinging this big butt around, down at that ship, look how wide this ship is. Big old hips, nice booty. Kind of reminds me of my ex-wife. Oh yeah. Now if my kids are listening to this, don't tell your mama I said that. I might have to edit that out. I take shots at the Peter, long range. They're in the air. Hopefully we can do some plunging fire on him. See what we get. Nah, one overpen, one Rick. So, oh, there we go. Now we see the Bayern. Got the Peter and the Bayern to choose from. Peter's looking good at the moment. Only be able to give the front turrets up here after swinging the backs around. Shots out only because he's flat broadside. Russians, you don't want to give up the flat broad, but again, we're at long range, so it's going to be plunging in. You want to put it more on the deck. And I got 2 pins on him. Nice damage. I'm going to go ahead and stay on this Peter. I know that doesn't sound right, people, but what are you going to do? I'm definitely trying to get this kill here on him. He's on fire, he's flooding, one or the other. I'm going to go ahead and put shots out, see if I can secure it. There's a possible Kraken. Shots in the air. Watch how close this is.
Missed it by that much.
My God. It's all good. You can't get them all. So now I'm going to work on the Bayern. And there's not much left of this. I chase him, but he's going to eat a whole bunch of torpedoes at the end here. But I really do like the ship. I thought that the guns were very responsive, really decently accurate. The dispersion, in my opinion, was really nice. So I'm honestly thinking about taking the turret traverse module off and putting a secondary build on here. I know it only comes with a 4-kilometer base on the secondaries, but you know, it might be worth it. I'm going to give it a try. You only have the 2 modules. And putting the turret traverse on slows the reload down. And I actually would like a faster reload for this. And I'm going to try another shot here. See where he's at. But you see torpedoes are coming in. He's not long for this world. Shots are out. I don't think I'm going to get anything. It was just a chance at shot. Yeah, I didn't have him lined up. He just killed one of ours with close quarters expert. It was a hell of a battle here. 132,927 for damage. And I really do like the ship. So this is my review of the California, and this was my first game in it. So when it comes to my first game in this ship, what do I think of the ship? Well, let me show you.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Now the battle results screen. 132,927 with a Confederate devastating strike and high caliber. I came in second, and that's because Gnevny was doing all that spotting, which is awesome. Proper play by a destroyer, loved it. And flying single flags, I made 269,000 credits take home. I hope you enjoyed this game, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.